Alright guys, so we're back of course to talk about some remake. We're trying to get back into uploading a little bit earlier. We've been doing a lot of late uploads recently. I'm not really sure why. What we have today is Square Enix revealed the English voice cast for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Obviously the main character is not going to have like who voices pedestrian number 4. This is pretty cool for a few reasons, simply because just to know who's voicing the characters. But we had stuff like whenever the Tokyo Game Show trailer came out, a lot of people were speculating that like Mark Hamill was voicing Don Corneo, and I don't know if we ever got a follow-up on that. I don't know if Mark Hamill ever replied to some tweets about it. But with this, we have confirmation that it's not him. But as per usual, before we hop into it, a couple of small bits of info, and sort of a follow-up to yesterday's video, we talked about that PS4 bundle that got revealed, and how, you know, people have been wanting a remake-themed PS4 for a long time, and it's kind of weird that they haven't done that. Like, they've had like 5+ years or so to come up with a PS4 theme regarding the remake, and for some reason they haven't. But what we do have is a top cover that you can buy. So to be perfectly honest, it's kind of cool. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just kind of right in the middle for me. I don't even know what I would want from like a top cover or even a PS4 theme. It costs 4,000 yen, so for USD that's about $36, obviously plus tax. That's not too bad considering that we probably won't ever get a Final Fantasy VII Remake themed PS4. This is about as close as you're going to get, and it's going to cost you about $40. That's not terrible. We also have these revealed with it. This is a wearable neck speaker, so you put it around your neck, and I guess you like Bluetooth it to your PS4 or something like that. That's how you get game audio, or maybe they're just meant to be speakers in general. Maybe you just Bluetooth your phone to it. I don't know exactly what the hell, but it's pricey. It's like 20-something thousand yen, 29,000 yen, so about $200-something. More specifically, $265. So you're closer to 300. So they're rather pricey, and at that point, you could buy you an actual like really good headset, like an Astro headset or something. And if you're willing to cough up just a little bit more money past that, you could have afforded a first-class edition of the remake. So to me, they're just a little too high. But these things are available. They're there if you want to buy them. The other bit of information that we have is Dengeki PlayStation will be ending production of its physical magazine with this next issue that's coming out on March 28th. They will still be doing stuff online and the occasional physical production. But what we're talking about in this video is the final issue that's coming out is going to have a cover with Cloud on it that was drawn by Tetsuya Nomura. This issue also features some interviews with Kitase and Nomura and also some further illustrations, so something to look forward to in a couple days. So on to the main part of the video. When it comes to the English voice cast, I'm not entirely sure how many of these are actually brand new, because some of the random like voice actors, like the guy who did Reno, for example, maybe he replied to a tweet and said, you know what, yeah, that's me. Like, that could have happened. I have no idea. The main ones I knew about were Cloud being Cody Christian, we have Britt Baron being Tifa, Brianna White being Aerith, John Eric Bentley being Barrett, Erica Lindbeck being Jesse, and Tyler Hoechlin being Sephiroth. Oddly enough, for some reason on the Square Enix article, they didn't credit Tyler Hoechlin for anything that he's been in, but he's been in stuff like Supergirl, which is a relatively popular show, and he was in Teen Wolf, something that Cody Christian was a part of and accredited for in this article, and he had a much more prominent role in that than Cody. All I'm saying is, they're doing my boy Sephiroth dirty, and I don't like it. So we're just going to kind of do the article in order of what's new. So first up we have Red 13, who's voiced by Max Middleman. He's been in a lot of stuff, a lot of video games and animation, but they credit him for Persona 5 and One Punch Man. In One Punch Man, he voices Saitama, the main character. Oddly enough, he also voiced some characters in Fallout 4, which I was not aware of until looking at his Wikipedia page, but this is not our only Fallout crossover, and there could be more. I haven't looked at the other people's Wikipedias yet. Next up, we have Biggs, who is voiced by Gideon Emery, and now that I'm saying his name out loud, I do think I've known that one before. I think I just kind of forgot it, but we'll cover it anyway. They credit him for Dash and Lily, Dragon Age 2, and Teen Wolf as well. There's a lot of Teen Wolf actors. I'm not really sure what that's about. Also did a lot of voice work for Skyrim, which is not Fallout, but another Bethesda game, and he has done a lot of voice work for video games in general. Next up we have Wedge, and this one should be fairly obvious to anybody out there, because the guy's voice is super distinct, Matt Jones. His voice is super recognizable, he's been in a lot of stuff. They credit him for Breaking Bad and something random. Video game-wise, he's only been in the remake, but also Rage, which isn't Fallout, isn't Elder Scrolls, but still a Bethesda game, oddly enough. Next up we have Reno, and if you've been thirsting over Open Shirt Reno since his reveal, I'm going to need you to brace yourself a little bit. No offense to the guy voicing him, it's just a bit of a surprise. Voiced by Arnie Pantoja, I think is how you say his last name. They credit him for Konosuba, Trolls, and Sydney White, and this is the only video game he's been in. Jokes aside, he's actually not a bad-looking guy, though this is probably a younger picture of him, but that first picture is the first one I seen when I googled his name. Next up we have Rude, who is voiced by William Christopher Stevens, but for some reason he does not have a Wikipedia, but he's kind of looking around. He's been on Grey's Anatomy, which is a fairly popular show, and he played Conrad in Season 3 of the Telltale Walking Dead game. Not sure what else he's been in. Next up we have Song, who's voiced by Vic Chow. They credit him for Cease Manos, I think. I don't know, I'm very white. Mortal Kombat X and Ben 10. When it comes to video games, he has not done a whole lot, which is the only reason I'm showing them all. But when it came to Mortal Kombat X, he did Kenshi, Goro, Sector, and Triborg. Next up we have President Shinra, and this was the Fallout crossover I was alluding to earlier in the video. And he's voiced by James Horan, who voiced the King in Fallout New Vegas. And I thought this was pretty cool when I first seen it, just because that's literally my channel. My channel is Fallout dedicated, not so much anymore, and Final Fantasy VII Remake dedicated, and this was a crossover. But as we've seen going throughout this video, several of these people have been in other Bethesda games, Elder Scrolls games, Fallout games. Next up we have Heidegger, and this one genuinely surprised me because I can usually recognize his voice, and I didn't when it came to Heidegger when we've heard him in the trailers and stuff, but it's John DiMaggio. You know him as Bender from Futurama, Jake from Adventure Time, or Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War. Next up, we got Scarlet. She's voiced by Erin Cottrell. Video game-wise, she's not been in a lot of stuff, but she's been in some good things. She's been in Final Fantasy 15, Type 0 HD, Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance, Dishonored 1 and 2, which are, again, Bethesda games. Next up, we got the human trash bag of Palmer, voiced by William Salyers, I think is how you say his last name. He's been in quite a bit of stuff. He voiced Rigby in Regular Show, and also did some voices for Fallout 4 and Skyrim, so again, another connection to Bethesda. Kind of crazy. Next up, we have Reeve, who's voiced by John Root, and this is also a pseudo voice actor reveal for Kate Sith as well for later on, because sometimes Reeve talks through Kate Sith. He's been in Brooklyn Nine-Nine and also did some voice work for Call of Duty Ghost and Fallout 76. Do I need to say it again? Another Bethesda connection. Next up, we have Professor Hojo, who's voiced by James Tsai, who did voice work for Jackie Chan Adventures, which is pretty damn cool, Uncharted, and also Fallout 4. Next up, we have Marlene, voiced by Brielle Mia, I think is how you say her last name. I'm not really... She's a little kid. She's born like 2012. I'm not really sure what all she's been in. Next up, we have Rosh, voiced by Austin Lee Matthews, who's been in a handful of anime stuff and video game stuff. And lastly, we have Don Corneo, voiced by Fred Tatasciore, I think is how you say it. I don't know, it's an Italian name. I'm probably saying it wrong. He has been in a lot of stuff, but he's credited for Overwatch, Fortnite, and Gears of War. He played Baird in Gears of War, so that's Marcus Phoenix and Baird from Gears. That's pretty cool. Whew, that took longer to record than I thought it was going to, so that video is going to upload later than I was planning, hoping for an earlier upload at least compared to our usual recently. But there you have it, the English voice cast for Final Fantasy VII Remake, at least the ones they want to publicly credit. There's some big ones here, man. John DiMaggio is like a big voice actor. He's in a lot of stuff. Either way, that's the video, my dudes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and want to stay updated with more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Turn on my notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @dashingdavid, at my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me a smile, give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like a child.